Namaskar, myself Pratik. In this session, we are going to discuss fourth normal form. Let us start this session. Let us first understand the definition of fourth normal form. You can see that there are two conditions for fourth normal form. The first condition is it should be already in third normal form or BCNF. It means relation should satisfy the condition for third NF or BCNF. And the second condition, which is very important, it states that it should not contain any multi-value dependency. So there should be no multi-value dependency. So you can see that fourth normal form deal with the special concept of multi-value dependency. So let's first understand what is this multi-value dependency. And we can understand the concept of multi-value dependency by considering a relation R having three attributes A, B and C. For A, we have multiple values of B, and for A, we have multiple values of C. These multi-values are indicated as multi-value facts. Because in earlier discussed dependency, we have functional and fully functional dependency. And for this, the representation was a single pointer. But here we are talking about multi-value dependency. And in this, the representation is using a double pointer. It means that for A, there are multiple values of B. For A, there are multiple values of C, and if B and C are independent to each other, then we have a case of multi-value dependence. So here we are talking about a situation where for a given column we have a multiple values of other column. So let's suppose a table R having three attributes A, B and C, and for A we have multiple values of B, for A we have multiple values of C, and if B and C are independent to each other, then this situation is called as a multi-value dependence. So in order to understand this, let us consider this example. You can see that in this table we have three columns. For given course code, you can see that we have a multiple values of student name. So there are two students in DBMS course, there are three students in this machine learning course, and there is one student in this advanced DBMS course. For a given course, we have multiple textbook. You can see for this DBMS, we have three textbook. For this machine learning, we have two textbooks. For advanced DBMS, we have again two textbooks. You can also see that the same textbook can be used for more than one courses. Here you can see that this simplified approach to DBMS can be used in DBMS as well as in advanced DBMS. While a student can also register in multiple courses. Raj, you can see that has been registered in DBMS as well as in advanced DBMS. So for a given course, we have multiple students. For given course, we have multiple textbooks, while a student can register in multiple courses, and also a given book can be used in more than one courses. Guys, let's suppose we have this data set and we have to normalize this data set. The first task will be to identify that is this database is in first normal form or not. You can see that there are some repeating groups. Here we have a repeating group for student's name. Here we have a repeating group for book name for a given value of course code. And of course, this table is not in first normal form. So the first step will be to convert this table into first normal form by using flattening approach. And here we have to store each and every possible combinations, because this student Raj can follow any of the textbook for this DBMS course, because these are the three textbook recommended for this course. So Raj can follow any of the book for a particular course. Same way Ram can follow any of these two books for this machine learning course. So in this situation, we can flat this database like this way. From this discussion, you can see that we have to create three rows for Raj, one for DBMS Raj simplified approach to DBMS, one for concepts of DBMS, and one for DBMS with the Oracle. Same way for DBMS Ram, again I have to make three records for all possible books. So you can see that we have created three rows for Raj for each of the possible textbook. We have created three rows for Ram for each of the possible textbook corresponding to DBMS course. Same way for Ram in machine learning, I have to create two rows, one for simplified approach to machine learning, second for concept of machine learning. Same way we have to create two rows for Shyam and two rows for Raj. In this case, I have to create again two rows for Raj, for one for simplified approach to DBMS and another for databases. This is the full data set which is in the first normal form and which we have created by using flattening approach. And here we have stored each possible combination of course code, student name and book name, where we are storing the possibilities uh, of all possible combinations between course code, student name and book name. Now let's normalize this particular table. So first of all, we have to identify that what is the primary key of this table. So you can see that in this course code is repeating, student name is repeating, book name is also repeating. You can also see that any two column combination are also not unique. For example, DBMS Raj is repeating, and even Raj simplified approach to DBMS is also repeating. So you can see that there is no two column combinations which are unique. So we have to make a primary key as a combination of three columns. So here primary key is a combination of course code, student name and book name. So if this is the primary key, then of course there will be anomalies in this table, because primary key is a combination of three columns. So we cannot store information in any of the two columns by storing null in the third column, because null are not allowed in the primary key. Every time we have to fill the values of three columns. So if, let's consider a situation, we have only a course and a student name, but there is no corresponding book in that course, we cannot store the data of that student and course information. So let's conclude some of the insert anomaly. We cannot insert the data of course and book without student. If I want to store the information in course and book name, I can't store it until there is some student registered for that course. This is also true if I have to store the information about course and student without book. I cannot store this information. So let's suppose there is a new course which is launched which don't have any book in the market. So I cannot store the information of course and student name without having corresponding book name. So these are the problems regarding insert in this database. It means that we cannot insert the data of any of the two columns without having the information about third column, because primary key is a combination of three columns. Now this database also has very unique insert problem. Let's suppose a new students join a DBMS course. So let's suppose a X students join a particular DBMS course. Now you can see that there are three textbooks available for this DBMS book. It means that I have to make insertion for this particular student X three times. One for simplified approach to DBMS, second for concept of DBMS, and third for DBMS with Oracle. It means that whenever some student join a particular course, I have to make three time insertion, which is equal to the number of books available in that course. So which appears to be very illogical, but in this scenario, this is the only possible solution. So if a new student join a particular course, I have to make three insertion for DBMS course, which is equal to the number of books available in that course. Now let's suppose a new book launched for a particular DBMS course. Let's suppose a D book has been launched for this DBMS course and we want to recommend it as a textbook. Again, we have to make multiple insertion, which is equal to the number of students studying that particular course. So these are some of the problems in insert, and we have to remove these insert anomalies. Now let's discuss about the problems of update. Yeah, we are repeating the name of the book. We are also repeating the name of the student. So this has issues with update. If we remove a particular row, it will remove the full information about course, student and book name combination. So if we have to remove the information about any two pair combination, then again we have to remove the full row, and it will also remove the information about course code and book name. Whenever you have to remove two columns, it will always causes the deletion of third column, which is unwanted. So in order to remove these anomalies, we have to normalize it. So let's normalize this table. In order to normalize this database, the first step will be to create FD diagram, and you know that the primary key is a combination of course code, student name and book name. So let's create FD diagram, and this will be its FD diagram, because primary key is a combination of three columns. So we just put these three columns under a box, and this is the primary key, and there is no functional dependence, because for a given course we have a multiple values of student name, for given course we have a multiple values of book name, and For each other column, we here have multiple values. So there is no functional dependency anywhere in the database. Okay. Can you identify any non-key attribute in this database? Yes, there is no non-key attribute. Now, let's apply first, second, and third normal form over this database. We already discussed, we normalize this database according to first normal form. Now let's apply second normal form. In second normal form, we have two rules. First rule is that a relation is in second normal form if it is in first normal form. We know that already this table is in first normal form. And the second rule is that every non-key attribute should be fully functional dependent on the primary key. Since there is no non-key attribute, so this database is normalized according to second normal form. Because there is no non-key attribute, so there is no way to check that whether it is fully functional dependent on primary key or not. So there is no non-key attribute. I can say that it satisfies both the definition or both the conditions of second normal form. It is in first normal form and there is no non-key attribute, or in simple words, all non-key attributes are fully functional dependent on the primary key. So this database clear the definition of second normal form. Now let's apply third normal form over this. Third normal form again has two conditions. The first condition is that relation should be in second normal form, which we have already discussed that yes, it is in second normal form. And the second condition is that there should be no transitive dependence. And you know that transitive dependence happens when we have functional dependence between two non-key attributes. Since there is no non-key attribute, so there is no chance of any transitive dependence. So this relationship is also in 3NF. Now let's apply BCNF over this. A relation is in BCNF if all the determinants are unique or if all the determinants are candidate key. And you know that determinants mean that if we have functional dependence like this, then X is a determinant. Here we have no functional dependence. It means that there is no determinant, so there is no way to apply BCNF. So we have no other options, and according to first, second, third and BCNF, this table is normalized. But still we have some anomalies in this table. So in order to deal with this kind of situation, we have created fourth normal form. And this normal form deals with the concept of multi-value dependence. Here you have three attributes A, B and C. For A, there are multiple values of B. For A, there are multiple values of C. And if B and C are independent to each other, then this case is called as multi-value dependency. And this definition states that a relation is in fourth normal form if and only if it is already in third NF or BCNF and there should be no multi-value dependency. Now let's apply fourth normal form over this data set. So here the condition is for A there should be multiple values of B, for A there should be multiple values of C, and B and C should be independent to each other. So here A will become our course code. For one course code, you know that we have a multiple values of student name. For one course code, we have a multiple values of book name. And of course, student name and book name are independent to each other. It means that you are studying DBMS. This is completely independent from the books which are written for DBMS course. It means that if there is X book available for DBMS, the book has not been written because you are studying this particular course, or you have not joined a particular course due to a particular textbook only. So student name and book names are independent to each other, because so mean that here we have a multi-value dependency, and in simple words that this table is not in fourth normal form. So in order to have this table in fourth normal form, we have to apply a rule of decomposition. And this rule of decomposition states that if you have a condition like this, for A you have multiple values of B and for A you have multiple values of C, then you can decompose this table into two parts, AB and AC. So if you have multi-value dependency, like for A there are multiple values of B, for A there are multiple values of C, then decompose it into AB and AC. So according to this rule, we have here course code. For given course code, we have multiple values of student name. For given course code, we have multiple values of book name. So this is my A, this is B, and this is C. I have to create one table for course code and student name and another table for course code and book name. Here we have course code, For a given course, we have multiple student name. For given course code, we have multiple book names. And according to fourth normal form, we have to decompose into A, B and AC. So let's create a table for AB, that is course code and student name. Another table for AC, that is course code and book name. So we have not created table for BC because B and C are independent to each other. So this way we have a table for course code and student name. So we can store the information in this. And we have another table, course code and book name. So this is the information stored in this table. We can decompose this original table into two separate tables. One is course and student and another is course and book. So whenever a new student join a particular course, we can insert the information in this table without bothering about the number of books available in that course. It only requires single insertion. Similarly, when a new book available for a particular course, it again requires a single insertion. You can insert it into this without bothering about the number of students available in that course. And if you delete the information from a particular table, it only causes deletion for two column combination. It will not cause deletion in other table. So this way we will able to solve all the problems of this big table by decomposing it into two tables. One is course student and another is course book. So we have learned that if we have multi-value dependency, then it cannot be solved with second and third normal form or BCNF. As in this particular situation, there is no non-key attribute. So there is no concept of fully functional dependence, transitive dependence, or even there is no determinant available in this situation. So in this situation, the only rescue is to apply fourth normal form, which simply state that if you have multi-value dependency, mean that for A, there are multiple values of B. For A, there are multiple values of C, and if B and C are independent to each other, then decompose it into AB and AC. These are the two tables. So here we have created two tables, one for AB and another for AC. So AB will be course code and student name, while AC will be course code and book name. So by creating these two separate tables, the problems will be solved. So this is all about fourth normal form, and you can apply it into multiple situations. I request you to subscribe this YouTube channel. In this channel, we have multiple video tutorials on topics like data mining, machine learning, DBMS, big data on NoSQL. You can subscribe this YouTube channel to receive all the alerts on recent uploads on these topics. The reference for this video session is Simplified Approach to DBMS. This book is available at Amazon platform. We have also created full online course on Simplified Approach to DBMS, which is available at Udemy platform. So you can join this course to get full video resources for this course. We have also created Udemy courses on SQL, on PLSQL, machine learning, genetic algorithms for machine learning, association mining for machine learning. All these courses are available at Udemy platform. You can search that and you can join these courses. I have also authored books on data mining and data warehousing, NoSQL, Beginning with SQL, and PLSQL for beginners. All these books are available at Amazon platform. To read more on this, you can refer my website prateekbhatia.com. I am also working on new book that is on machine learning principles and practical techniques from Cambridge University Press. So I hope that this book will be available in next few months. Thanks for watching this video.